I think it's working, isn't it? Yeah, it is working. Cool. And the music is crap. Holy shit. It is crap. Yep. So FOMC, right? Holy shit. A lot of things happened, yeah? So that is, I need to redo that one for sure. Global Atomic can't even get a an update on such a day. Wow. Wow, that is insane. Again, feel free to join the chat. I'm just sitting here doing nothing basically, just checking in. I've been out all day, so I haven't really been checking the charts since the good guy Powell were talking. Can I get a camera to work here? Maybe that is doable. You can only hope. Where do we do that? Camera, whatever. No? Yeah, I think that's a good one. Might be a bit too much. I think that will do. It's working. Yeah, it's working. Yay. Good. That's good. That is good. I'm just gonna check on crypto. Good old crypto. Someone typing to me. That was a lovely entry for XLP back when Trump won the election. Still holding that entire thing. So and the second entry back in the day, well, a month ago. And why is this thing like that? Cool. What do you mean, Christian? Platonia? I don't know what that is. Good old platinum, still struggling a tiny bit here. I mean, short-termish. You're tapping now. I mean, long term, of course, we are very bullish on platinum, but want to check the rates. I don't think they've dropped at all. They are also struggling now. The 10-year US rates are struggling. They are struggling. Again, feel free to use the comment section to ask anything. On this Friday night here, just got home from an event, and now we're just checking up on the whole FOMC thing. Yep, there it is. Cool. Gas, no. Still a bit more downside. It's not a log scale? What the? Why wasn't it a log scale? I don't know. Let's do some weekly here. By the way, this was one of the best entries, you know. Well, that setup there for Coco back in the day, 2023, went way quicker and faster than I thought at the time. What a move! What a move! Coco, coffee, yeah, the bounce, perfect. That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect on coffee. Yeah, Dietrich, I think that's correct. It saved MicroStrategy for now. Yeah, it did. It did. MSTR. Let's check it out. Still, you know, in trouble land, and it needs to regain that, you know, that uptrend. So yeah, let's see what it does. Yeah, I was also in weekend mode, but again, I've been out all day and haven't been able to really check into what happened. So yeah, why not? Why not? I like the candle there for U.UN. I mean, it's a good start, really, to get back above that. Basically, getting back above 24. Chemical, cool. LEU. I think that's a. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's check the. We could do the global uranium. So. This is, again, we have had quite a few, you know, possibilities to buy into this one here. And it is trying to basically break, you know, whatever downtrend we have. So yeah, it looks good. I do believe we're coming into a bit of resistance here on the LIT. Could be some neckline, actually. Could be, again, to some degree you have, maybe not. But yeah, LIC here, let's check it out. Daily. A little bit of fake it here. I want to see LIC clear roughly 3.4. You know, looking at it quickly here, 3.4 I need to see getting taken out before anything. Yeah, 3.4. Ethereum all-time high. Yeah, what an incredible I actually saw a post before we had this big rally where it was heavily shorted at that time, heavily shorted. So, and this is actually quite a again on a long time frame. This is a killer of a breakout. You know, we had like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, JB, Heckler, you should be fine. Heckler should be, I mean, a no-brainer. No-brainer, really. No-brainer. When did you buy it? When did you buy that one? Momentum, getting close to resistance here on Ethereum. On the 2 hourly or the daily now. Today? Okay, that's Heckler, we can check. I still think it's, again, yeah, it's, again, insanely early still for Heckler, insanely early. So again, time frame, I don't know, a few years? A few years for Heckler. We could do, you could actually do a neckline here, pretty easily. Right across there, right, pretty easily to be honest, with this whole left. So you're getting, at least from that alone, that will take you to somewhere around, ooh, nice, 18. You know, based on this alone, so that is not, I mean, that is quite, but again, I also have my max greed target there, you know, 60. Again, that will not be tomorrow, that is for sure. Crypto guy this afternoon, he told me that when F is going, these will fall later. Sui? Okay. I think I have seen Sui before. That one there, so. But basically, again, we can do the crypto thing here. We can see that this is Bitcoin dominant, right? Let's remove everything, so. You can see here we're coming down hard, so Bitcoin will, again, let's see, but definitely altcoins right now is in the lead for now. I mean, this one here is a much bigger technical breakdown over here, but still, we should see some outperformance by altcoins as of now. I'm just going to check here if we. I don't think this, you know, rally in the altcoin will be as big as people think. That's just my opinion. I think we are close to something very nasty. And you're having diminishing returns, you know. So these 10,000%, you know, gains, or whatever you've seen in 2013, 17, I think that story is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, flowing into F, yeah. But we're now, I don't know. We might have a little bit more on ETH. I still think we're gonna pause. I mean, think we're gonna pause for some time. But long term, it looks, you know, really strong. Neo, yeah, we mentioned Neo. Was it $6, right? $6? Yeah, there it was. 520, I think, was the number we talked about back in the day here. Yeah, 520, right? That candle. I actually hope my order got filled on my entry. I haven't got a notice. That's a bit of a worry. Ew. I don't know. I just think maybe on the on the 2 hourly that it might be a tad too, or maybe the 4 hourly, 6 hourly, maybe a tad too stretched. I don't know. But the weekly and monthly looks good. So yeah, 5ish. Yeah, 520. That little flag there. Look at that. It's just wow. I'm breaking my keyboard here. That is beautiful. It's really good. Right. That was the break of the massive downtrend, and you had a pause. So you could have gotten in there at 520, and you could have had a stop roughly 4.3, 4.2, and basically taking a nice little entry there. I will say the next target is somewhere around 7, 8 bucks. But I wouldn't sell it there, by the way. I wouldn't sell it there. Now this is also quite neat. Look at this. That's actually pretty cool. Daily, breakout momentum after such a long down period. 520 was a good one. It was a massive one, really. That's cool. That's really, really cool. Look at this here, by the way. I saw that just before I went live. That was, Tuesday. Massive puke, and we have regained all that. And if we look at the weekly candle, that is nice. That is very nice weekly candle coming in. That's very good. So yeah, interesting. Copper miners still doing well. That's fantastic. First entry we're given there at 42. I think the only, again I can't remember everything, but I think this was the only big entry we have actually done. 42. Yeah, and we target this one up here. So we have a mid, 52 here is the next big target, but I would say we are probably gonna play the golden channel there and go to 57 or so. Yeah, 57 on copper. That is an insane candle, really. That's really, really good. Not there yet. Okay, that's okay. Ooh, that's nice. That is really good. That is really good. The juniors here, finally breaking that trend line there. And I'm very sure that this is going to negate the potential head and shoulder pattern, given the prior two candles basically taking out the entire trade of August. That is insanely good. That is insanely good. A copper stock? I haven't been looking at copper stocks for quite a while, individually. Might be a mistake, I don't know. I'm just going to go through them all here quickly to see if there's one very obvious split has occurred. Okay, whatever. Yeah, cool. That one sucks. Oh, that was a good one, yeah. Okay, this one here I might do. This is 300 million. Copper and gold. Very simply, this is a really good one if you want to get into a single stock. Wow, that is insane. I'm glad you actually mentioned you want to pick one up here, because this one here is a prime candidate. Very simple stuff. Very simple stuff. Very, very simple stuff. This is cool. I want to do more, but again, if we clear, let's say $2 on this one here, WRN, Western copper and gold. Yeah, that's good. That's actually really good. This one here, holy Yep. This one here is perfect. It's perfect. I'm gonna show more on this for the Substack on the weekend. Yep, this is fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is good. $2 and above. and the WRN is incredible. Incredible. Yeah, it does. It looks fantastic, JW. That's insanely whole bananas. That's actually quite good, this one here. It's actually quite good. Nice. Yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna buy into this one. I'm gonna buy into that one for sure. Nice. Cool. Very cool. What else? I don't know. Maybe it's just an old habit I'm maybe trying to get rid of, but I just, with the ETH thing here, I just think it, again, it has come really far. But again, we are breaking out, but I could see, again, maybe something like that. I could be wrong though. But for now it looks insanely good, right? So again, but I'm just, yeah. I think we're gonna get the back test, which we haven't had. Or do we? Have we had the back test? I will say no. But again, it looks very strong for sure. We do have a safety line though. That one. That's the upper is not ready yet, but the lower is. That's the safety line, I guess, in the shorter term. Yeah, that's interesting. I would probably frame this something like that, to be honest. So let's see. It has a lot of momentum, and today, you know, it was a very big day, but yeah, that's my view. Forum Energy Technologies, FET, sure, why not? Let's have a look. Yeah. It's not the most pretty. That was nasty, that drop there, holy. And it hasn't even regained that, you know, COVID madness. There's not a whole lot going on for me, to be honest, at the moment here, looking at it. Maybe a bit too sought for, I don't know. Maybe a bit, yeah. I mean, my setups is not there, but it has at least been breaking some sort of downtrend with the back test, so yeah, I guess. But typically this is not a chart that I would, you know, spend too much time on, to be honest. But yeah, right or wrong. But sometimes, you know, it's. By the way, that was a nasty breakdown. Hey, that was very nasty. Wow. That is not good. That's never good, actually. Silver. We are close to a point where I think if we break this momentum here, I think I'm quite confident in saying that is when the hated and loved silver is gonna go, you know, parabolic to some degree. So it's still somewhat far away. 30%. What does that do here if we say that remains? That is 50. Really? Okay. But again, when that momentum structure is breaking, in my view, that is, yeah, it will break. It will break. Gold, what did you do? Oh, this is really good for gold. Momentum almost breaking. Almost, and the flag here is still intact, so I still have my view on this whole, what is that, 4 months of sideways stuff here, and that is when we clear that high now, before it was this one here, but then we started to really squeeze up here. So 3,410, we will then break the upper trend line and make a new higher high. And that is when gold, the first target is roughly 3,700, but we also have a target of 4K. So 4K. Yeah, it's peaking below, as you can see here. It's peaking below. So ACB, let's see. Again, I haven't got an alert on the on trading news. We might not have got. No, not yet. Not yet. I still think, even though again that was okay, I still remain 6.25 roughly until you do anything. And to me, it will be you have to get in and get out really quickly. Don't, you know. Yeah, we do have some momentum break as well. So again, depending, it could be somewhat of a large move. Yeah, 9.3 seems like a magnet initially. And then the highest triangle point is 16. But also you can see here we really don't want to get below these kind of lows here, because then it's going to be devastating. Devastation. Yeah. What else? Dell? Oh, that is one we looked at, right? This one here? No. DeLorean, yeah, DeLorean. Oh. No, it seems like it's going to break down, doesn't it? It is just playing with that breakdown. And I think it's game over below zero, at least that low there for sure. So 0.145. Too bad. I really like the setup here. It's not over yet, but and the entry still remains above 18 cents. Yeah, it was really good. Above 18 cents is still intact, but yeah, it's still intact. It looks a little bit like gold, doesn't it? You know, the past platinum bear flagging. Don't get me wrong, I'm very bullish on platinum. Dell, yeah. And I'm very excited to see. I think the U.S. rates has held up quite nicely, given the Dixie down 1%. Still, I would have thought more, but if we ever start to break that 4.2 there, I think that's a very messy hole shit. That's very messy. I'm gonna redo that after. So I'm gonna redo this after. Oh yeah, MKO, yeah. MKO, for sure. Let's see. Whoop, wrong one. Incorrect. Oh, ooh, this is such a good one, guys. I bought it, I think it was 3.8, I can't remember that one there. 3.8, yeah, on MKO. That was a really good one, to be honest. Really cool. Let's remove all this crap there so we can see something. And yep, still holding. Still holding. And we actually breached a very big trend line here lately. That one there, 5.5 was a big one. The bear market breakdown in 2012. Big pivot high there, and then you could see we toyed a little bit with the flag. Boom. insanely bullish on this stock here. Next target for me is somewhere 8.4. Bang Olufsen, yeah, that was a good one as well. Can I do it like this? I can't remember if I have to. There it is. Oh, yes, it did. Perfect. You can still buy this one here though. Again, we said like 14 bucks, 14.2. It is 15.5, but again, does it really matter? I don't think so. It's still good. This is a crazy entry. By the way, this one was the first call we made at 10 DKK. And now again, 14.2 was the second entry / add that you could do. Challenger Gold. Challenger. Let's check that one out. Challenger. I think it's that, right? Challenger Gold. It has to be Challenger Gold. Oh, that one there. It's a bit tricky chart, I know. But yeah, I think it's this one here, right? CEO. Yeah. Bit tricky. First entry was down here, but I will say this is actually quite an okay head and shoulder, right? So it's a small guy, I presume. Yeah. Okay. Back to the waterfall there. It aligns up quite well with where things went really bad at roughly 2.29. Measured move 0.27. But overall, not the most pretty stock of them all. There could be something coming in here. I will say we have big resistance here. Yeah, perfect. There it is. I think the next target for this one here, as long as we hold the neckline breakout here at 10 cents, will be 27. So maybe a bit earlier you can get out if you want to. If you want to take profit. Yeah, that's a good alignment on that. I think it's gonna pause somewhere just south of 30. Roughly. Difficult, but QQQ, what are you doing? Still holding? Barely. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait for the open. Or next week to see, again this is Friday, so we had a massive rally, of course, but typically the day after, big news or whatever, that's when I think you get to see if this rally is true or it might struggle. What you don't want to see is basically on the big indices to have a large daily candle reversal on Monday. That would suck. On big volume, that would be very bad. Yeah, I have been looking into them to some degree. Unfortunately, I haven't been doing a whole lot, but there is an ETF, if I remember correctly. I think it's called, if I can remember, JNOG. What are you doing? Oh, isn't it beautiful? Let me check here. Quantum, no. I can't remember the name. There is a ticker for, again, the drive entry 23.5-ish. Killer, looking fantastic. Is it this one here? No, clean energy. Also breaking, okay. Everything is, insane. Everything is good. I can't remember the name for it, to be honest. Anyway. Yeah, they are, but I'm very good at remembering tickers and names, but for some reason it's not coming to me. So Yeah, it is what it is. I want to check the... It's so messy, this one here. This stuff here, basically since 2024, is really messy on the gold-silver ratio chart. But as long as we're below 90, 92, very bearish. Insanely bearish, to be honest. Maybe we're just going to remove all this stuff here, I don't know. Yeah, look at the back test there, perfect. For now at least, so... Big low here at the 200 weekly also, at roughly 85. If we can take that one out, we go to 77. Let's do some ratios. I love ratios, they're perfect. Where the beep are you? There you go. I'm just gonna check in with the... Okay, that's interesting. You know, we have this funky ratio where this is roughly 15 years worth of head and shoulder, and we broke out from that in 2023 during the summer, where we had a rally into the early 2024, and then we got smacked in the face for like a year in uranium. Bull flag here, nice, breaking out, back testing, perfect. Triangle high hit, and now we're winding up here. So if we break out there, again, that is so much tailwind, it's beautiful for the uranium miners. That's really good. It means basically that they are making more money in relation to energy compared to, you know, how many pounds of uranium that they get up from the ground. My voice is cracking up a bit. So that's really good, insanely bullish, and we could do some really big outperformances here. We could see 100% in this ratio chart here. 100%, meaning that the uranium miners is going to be, you know, joining GDX and just printing money. Really, that's so good. A bit of a flag there, that's okay. Ooh, big decision here coming in. Do you want the uranium miners or the juniors? Right. It looks to me, again, I will say anything below like let's call it 2.6 to keep it even. Then you want to do silver juniors. If we break the blue and then of course break 3.4, you would want to do Uranium instead. Both will do fine, but yeah, they will follow. I mean, uranium miners has already. I mean, it's again. I think, you know, the my favorite of them all, the favorite ratio ever. There you are. URA divided by the U.UN, which is basically tracking uranium prices. And this again. Let me show you this again. This is, at least on the Substack, one VCUF that we have been following for 2 years, 3 years, 2.5. And again, just look at it here, perfection. So this is the fun part, right? This here is the fun part. This was also funny back in 2020, I know, but this is the fun part, really. And we are somewhere around, I think we are there. Rough, yeah. That's the one. This little dip here is that. And now we're gonna go something like this. Right. Hello. So. And this is basically uranium miners outperforming the metal. And that is one of the big check marks for a bull market in like a sector. And we could do the GDX as well. That is also looking insanely good. It looks really, really good, yeah. If I can find it. No? Oh, there it is. Cool. Look at this beauty here. No matter how we do the downtrend from 2007, it doesn't matter how you do it, basically. gold miners are outperforming gold. Big breakdown in breakout in the downtrend, and now we are gonna go to the green one here. Then we have this sideways wedge that is 10 years old, and you know the deal. We get to the, and then we get a pullback, and then all bets are off. Or on, off, I guess, yeah, is the correct term. So it looks, I mean, it's not a once in a lifetime, but you know, these breakouts, they don't come around often, really. I want to do Newmont against, just for fun here, I had a thought, Nasdaq, just to see, because Newmont has been really good lately, but still so low, still underperforming. Wow. It is up, you know, since the 2020 lows there, 100%. Not there yet. The Nasdaq is still, for now at least, still better. I thought we were higher, to be honest. I really did. And also, would you believe it? Gold miners are an inflation hedge. It sounds insane, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is. I think we can do better with that one. Let's check it out here. I think we can make it more precise. I think this one will do. That will do. New sector you're thinking of about entering Q4? That's a good question. That is a good question, to be honest. I can see my camera froze for some odd reason, I don't know. It's frozen. I had a very good picture, you know, that's good. Awesome. Graphene, yeah, there is the HQ, but maybe that has run a bit too far, I don't know. These are HQ, isn't it HQ? MQ? HQ? No, that one. As you can see here, we are definitely, I mean, that is, hopefully we can get some sort of entry. Right. So yeah. HG, yeah. Camera stocks. That's a good one. And true, I need to buy a new camera. My camera sucks. It sucks. My camera sucks. You got any recommendations? I don't know. Camera stocks, that's a good one. Nice. I mean, no, I don't think so. I think we are gonna see silver outperform gold here, and do a big run before taking somewhat of a decent sized pullback. But Kodak, yeah. I'm old enough to remember that was I have a crappy camera, I know. Can we get it back on? No! I don't know why. If I can somehow restart it or something, I don't know. No. Fuck it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Again, if you have any questions or anything, I'll I'm happy to answer and give my opinion, and then you can take it as you will, or as you may. I think we can look at the XAG, XAU, right? Isn't that XAG, XAU? Crypto? No, I don't know crypto. I think this gives a good picture of a false breakdown in the silver and gold ratio. So we broke down there, tariffs, backtesting, clearing the internal trend line here, getting back in, backtesting the rail. So this could be one of those big false breakdowns in a very important ratio for silver. Right. So typically what we get if we have a false breakdown, we go to the other side of the structure. Right. So if we get something like that, you're going to have silver do really well. And if we get that break, I will say there are some resistance at around here, 0.14, but I think the big one would be that one. We're gonna go higher, longer, you know, during the decade, but I think this one will be a big one to clear for reasons that, again, big neckline, so we could get that hump there at the end. So for now, no, I think silver is set to outperform gold. Therefore, you will not have a crash. Big statement, I know. Momentum-wise, can we do momentum? Yes, we can. Look at the beautiful momentum line there. Fantastic. Normally, I would listen to other type of music, but you know, the videos get taken down if I play other stuff that is not copyright. That is copyright. Momentum comes on weekly, so very long-term stuff here, when we clear that one. So we still need to do 5% outperformance. So 7%, 5%, 7%, and we are actually breaking some pretty hefty momentum structures on the weekly there. You can also see the momentum breakdown here, right? Of course, right? You can see it there. So we need to clear this one here, so we need roughly in the ratio here. Oh, that is not correct. That's way too much, right? 7%. BRL. For some reason I'm getting this one here. No, can't be. Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe, what is that? Oh, emerging security. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Nope, I don't look at that much. I should, I know, but I don't. I think I have one here in my currency pair that I'm looking at. So I'm looking at the USD Canadian here. This is the tab that I have. So these are the ones that I track, basically, the big ones, but nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Yeah. But no, these are the ones that I track, basically. Oh, the Canadian one. Why do you suck so much? Anyone know why the Canadian fiat is just a piece of crap, really? A piece of crap. Has my camera woken up? Nope, still in like freeze mode. Let me see if I can fix it here. I hate it. No, it's not working. Piece of shit. That one. This one, this one, this one. I don't know. It's not working. I don't know. Whatever. COP. What is that? These all. Okay. COP. This stuff here, or what is it? Oil, gas. USD cup. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Colombian peso. Yeah, looks a tiny bit dangerous, to be honest. Yeah. Looks a bit dangerous, but also, again, we did have the uptrend break there, right? Roughly. I'm just doing this quickly here, very quickly. Let's see. Right now, yeah, again, in a bit of a nothingness at the moment, but big moves will come for sure. I agree. Yeah. What else do we have? PLN, USD PLN, I guess. Right? What is that? What is that? The Polish zloty. Wow, what an outperformance! That's insane. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we want to do a little bit differently here, but yeah, it looks weak. It looks very weak. Yeah, long term. That is for sure. I want to do something. I want to do this one here just to check the daily stuff. This is the. This is interesting. It's the silver and gold in world currency units. So you're basically getting all fiats into one pot here, and then measured in gold and silver. And this, again, it looks early but promising in order for silver to outperform gold. And we have a long way to go to the highs. A long way. Any stocks that we should look at? Again, to everyone, you can just type in the chat and we will see. Yeah, sure. I should go to bed as well. In Dubai, that's cool. That's really cool. But I'm also getting to that point where if I get too much sleep, I just wake up at 5 and can't sleep, you know. So for me, it's better to go to bed at midnight compared to Benjamin. I know you. Yeah, I know you. Compared to 10 p.m. I saw you, Benjamin. I guess I'm pretty sure who you are. I'm pretty sure. Where the hell are you? There you are. So yeah, still under pressure. But again, it doesn't take much to produce at least some sort of breakout here. So a bit of a downtrend kind of thing at the moment. Nothing real going on here. It's just trading within that range at the moment. Ping pong. So ping pong, ping pong. Yeah, would be nice. Huge collapse here for some reason again. Is it like contract switch? No, it's not that. It is not that. Yeah. And also a bit more downside for the nat gas. Before getting to some big support levels. Ah, the peace talk. Yeah, that's true. That could be. And that could be it. Coal. Struggling, right? Really? Bit of a messy one here for the past since June for coal. I think that, you know, again, palladium here is a clear buy actually. Breaking the downtrend after the big pop there. You can have a stop somewhere below, like, depending on how low you want to go, but 1060-ish. Maybe we want to tilt it a little bit. I'll check later, but I think the low is in on palladium. Yeah, that one did really well. Wow. From when do we have half for 0.3? Really? That's sick. That is sick. Holy shit. That's good. No, I would hold. I wouldn't do anything. I would hold it. We're breaking the range here, so I wouldn't do much, to be honest. Of course, getting above that high, you know, the breakout high back test is a really good thing. So above 6.3, and it continues. But I would also be, if we start to trade below roughly 5 point something here, 5.2, give or take, that would be dangerous because you're false breaking out here and you're gonna go probably lower from there. So, but that is a great hold, 0.3. I wish I did that. It looks insanely good, this one here. This could pop big time. This could pop big time, this one here. Like a bit of a blow off top, you know, you can say, for this entire move here. When do we want to get out? That's the big question, right? I think, you know, this kind of range here between the lows from the breakdown and the highs from the bear flag, so between 9 and maybe 10. That was a good pick from Andy back in the day. That's a great call. I know. Is it because of this break here that he got in or something? Yeah, I think it is. It has to be it. It has to be that one, yeah. And then, yeah. But yeah, I think we're gonna go to the highs from over here. 9, 10 bucks. That is my yeah. Yeah, cool. That's a bit aggressive, but wow, it paid off. Big time. That's beautiful. That is very nice. Very nice. There's definitely also something there, I guess, right? There has to be something. Yeah. Yep. This part here is a bit tricky, right? Again, you're basically getting only a few kind of consolidations. Actually only one, right? And here we have kind of like a broadening, which is also can be tricky to play, correct? The broadening structures are difficult. Right. So yeah, I will say as long as we basically hold that low, I think we're good to go. And if we break the highs there, we're going to break momentum. And I think we're going to go quickly, at least to 7, 10 bucks. Yeah, so 50%. Silver breakout against gold. We don't get a major market crash. Yeah, I think silver will. Again, it depends on your time frame. But I think silver will. How to frame it correctly. Again, these are difficult to predict, but I think we could be in for a period of, depending on the size of stagflation and all that, but basically, but again, difficult, but for the markets to go sideways for a long time, like a range, before eventually going higher, or going up a little bit, but you will be underperforming inflation, kind of thing. But yeah, difficult. How will silver do if we measure it against? We talked about the. Let's do the SPX because that's the benchmark, right? Really close to a big break here internally. Really close. In favor of silver. I think once we break 0.0064, long number, I know, then we have been breaking the channel here and the highs, and we are in for silver outperformance against the SPX. So, and it's really compressed on the. This is the weekly. You can see here, we need to clear that high there. So, and then silver will be a better play than the SPX. Right, you can see we're getting some good technicals also here, so that is quite a. But again, we can't celebrate until we get that kind of breakout. But hopefully we will get it. This was back. This was actually back in 1996. Head and shoulder, and then silver outperformed for basically 6 years. 6 years. That's quite a long time. Yeah, momentum is also coiled as hell here. So yeah, big moves coming in. Big moves. This is very chilling music. Again, not my preferred one, but I can't play, the music that I hear because then the video gets taken down. Beautiful price action. Again, one we also talked about buying at roughly 60 cents. We tagged the upper golden here, basically, pull back, break. Now we target 1.5. And then you are at a point where you can have some very big breakouts in this $1 billion gold company. Oh, some old drawings, man. Holy. Very old drawings. This one here, I guess. I've seen it before. Wow, they're also getting... They got smoked in November. Why? Split? I don't have splits on. I'm just gonna check here. If I can remember how to do that. Events? No, it's all on here. Why did they... I don't know. Okay, whatever. Again, I wouldn't touch it until we clear... Whoa, there it is. So let's say 0.85. Until then, I wouldn't bother with anything. Yeah. Oh, ran out of cash. Yeah, that sucks. We do have some short-term breakage happening now. But again, I wouldn't play it cute. Just wait for maybe 0.9. And don't go all in, right? Just keep it very simple and very low. First Nordic Metals. Oh, I charted it. Maybe I have. When I see it, I might remember. It's the oh, that's a messy one, right? But we are getting... I think I have a good idea about how to play this one, to be honest. I would say this here is neckline. Like that. Something like this. I would say this is neckline. Backtest. And how about the long-term stuff? We can get that into the mix as well. Maybe we want to do bit of an undercut there in order to get to... Again, it's not perfect. The stock is also small, but we might have something going on here, to be honest. Already. Barely, but we're getting close. Again, once we start to trade above 40 cents, $0.4, then I think this whole bull flag kind of thing here, even though it's a bit messy, I know, the back test is done. We have, did I forget to do my visibility? Okay, that's good. So some sort of head and shoulder pattern here, breaking out. Again, not pretty, but it's definitely there. Just checking if we have a parallel for some reason here. Sometimes we do. Yeah. Okay-ish, I guess. Not the worst. No, I really want to get these size here. It's a bit tricky with the... It's not perfectly aligned. But I think you get the idea, right? Breakout back test kind of... Yeah. Huh. From 2 to 3.3 in basically a year. This one we deleted, sucks. I can't. We didn't get a back test, okay. Also one we talked about breaking that 1.8, and we thought we would get a back test, but it just kept smashing. No, no stop, no nothing. Okay, I'm getting these vibes. Yeah, looks really strong long term, insanely strong. Beautiful bottom there as well. these are the big players, I guess. 100, what's it called, 1 billion. So in gold land, it's big. Breakdown backtest. Okay, interesting. Ooh, we have a good take in here. That's really good. This one we will definitely look at. I think that's the lower end of it. We will definitely look at that. That's really good. That's really good. Yes, that's insane. That's actually quite good. It doesn't happen often that we're getting Australian companies looking good, because they are just, again, I think it's a currency issue, but they are just looking pesky. Yeah, that's really good. That's amazing. I like that one. NVA, if you want it here, again, I will happily share. Basically getting above, if you want to be really precise, getting somewhat close to 40 cents. We're breaking that wedge and we are going to go higher. Bottom structure vibes as well. Breaking a lot of downtrends, so that is good. 40 cents and above, I would definitely take a look at that one. OBM here. Getting a bit frisky here, I will say. We don't really want to lose that potential neckline here. So anything below 60 cents is not the best. I'm just going to check the uptrend here and see if I change my mind here. Yeah, exactly. Below 60 cents, basically. Maybe 50, 59, 58. That is bad for OBM. But in my view, that will be a buying opportunity if we get down to there. So if we break that one and then later on getting to ooh, that was the entry. I remember RRL 2.4 and just basically ignoring everything until recently. We are probably gonna test 3.7 here, roughly. Yeah, sit, yeah. Let's do sit first. It's struggling. And we didn't get an entry. Oh, we did. Yeah, we had one fakie. No, that was after. That is okay. Yeah, it is struggling. Back testing now, right? Back testing. That fakie was, yeah. It's struggling, yeah, it is. So it needs to regain for a start, it needs to regain 1.45 in order to look healthy-ish again. BMNR, sure, no. Oh, the Ethereum one there. The Ethereum. Thinly traded, right? But oh. Yeah, it will be volatile, but it looks good. Short term, 30 minutes. Yeah, that is your time frame. I know. It is. Oh, it's. It's very erratic. Yeah, I can't see that. Yeah, the volume is. It started there, of course, but the volume is just insanely high. I will say again, it's difficult, but I know where you're going, where you're taking me. I will say that could be something like this, and then we will do. Yeah, I think that's good. Given the price action on Ethereum, again, I don't know how big it did today. This might be the open, yeah. Yeah, something like that. That is how I would do it. Also, we had the break in there, actually. Yeah, difficult one. But it is flagging on the 2 hour here at the end there, so it looks decent. It looks decent, yeah. Why are you looking like that, to be honest? Also big level. 110 is a big one. Still flagging. It's been a while since I've been looking at these Australian gold miners. Breaking down here. Still flagging, which is, again, good to see. The breakdown, of course, is not the best. But whenever we regain the bull flag and breaking out to the upside, that would, no matter what, be an entry. Let's call it 4.3, give or take, at the moment. Ooh, entry 1, and now we are at almost 3. Yeah. Also look at the weekly momentum here. We actually got, you could have gotten in a little bit earlier. But that's nice. I think the WGX above 3.4 looks really good. Breaking an upsloping trend line, we should see a lot of green candles come in. Bit messy here though, lately. Let's keep it as a one-liner, I think that's fine. What is this? A one-liner? Looks good. Looks good to me. Yeah. I think what we could see here now is actually, yeah, I think that's a bit better, to be honest. Yeah. Good. Entry given here. Back when Trump won, 0.67 or 66 here. Good. Ooh, hydrogen is coming back to life here. Remember, hydrogen above 27? That is good. And you're getting stopped out below 22. Yeah. Looks really good. And you know, if hydrogen is running well, then we are definitely in risk on. By far. 42 entry. Yeah, cool. Looking good. 60 now. XLE is joining as well. Okay, interesting. Everything is looking so damn good. That might be a warning sign. Maybe. Maybe. Good. I have nothing more. It's been fun, but I need to get some sleep. So yeah, have a great weekend, guys, and stay safe. Cheers.